This has huge implications for the Bucks season. Another key player lost to injury and huge lineup questions down the stretch. How will Doc Rivers and the coaching staff respond? What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Nathan Burton, here with Bucks Digest, your number one source on YouTube for all things Bucks. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm going to get right into it. We need to talk about the injury to Jericho Sims. He's going to miss the rest of the season, 4 weeks, with a thumb injury. He underwent successful surgery just a couple days ago. It's really a shame. He was just coming into his own as a role player with the team. I'm going to talk about the implications of the injury and what the lineup is going to look like down the stretch here as we head towards the playoffs. Now, before I do, I just want to mention to everybody to please hit that subscribe button. We're chasing down 3,000 subscribers on the channel. And if you dig in what we're doing here, we really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Thanks again. But let me dig right into it. We're going to talk about Jericho Sims a little more. Jericho Sims was playing great off the bench. His stats don't exactly jump off the page, but if you're watching the games, you know he does the little things that contribute to winning. He guards the rim, he changes shots. He was all over the place defensively, and this team really needed that. We're pretty thin at the 5 spot right now. I mean, with him out with the injury and also Bobby Portis still suspended until pretty much the end of the season, the last couple games, it's getting to look pretty tough in the middle for the Bucks. So the question is, what do they do here? Who is going to play the center for this Bucks squad? Our options are very thin. I mean, Brook Lopez is not getting any younger. He cannot play 48 minutes a game. So what do we do? I mean, the first option that comes to mind is, of course, move Giannis to the 5 and play some small ball lineups with maybe Kyle Kuzma at the 4. But, the more we put Giannis inside, the more risk of injury, and we do not want a repeat of last year in the playoffs where Giannis went out and we lost to a subpar Pacers team. So what are the other alternatives here for our Bucks? Let's have a look at the depth chart right here. I mean, it gets pretty thin, guys, after that second string. I mean, like I said, Brook Lopez starting, Giannis being moved to the 5 for some small ball, but who else can we play? I mean, Tyler Smith has shown some promise as a rookie, but he's clearly not ready for major NBA minutes. I mean, Pete Nance, these guys are untested assets, really cannot be trusted to get us down the stretch to the playoffs, and especially not inside of the playoffs. I know it looks like Sims and Portis will be back, but without any reps or reintegration in the lineup, that will be a tough sell. So what do we do? I mean, the most natural first response is to look at the free agents available. I had a look for NBA centers, or I don't know if you can call these guys NBA centers, but this list is pretty gross. What are we going to do? Sign Robin Lopez and run the brothers back to back? I mean, he's pretty much washed. The most recognizable name on here might be Cody Zeller. He is unavailable as he was waived after March 1st and won't be available to play in the playoffs. It's pretty bad when I've heard Bucks fans online crying out for a signing of Frank Kaminsky. I mean, the options are getting pretty thin for the Bucks. I heard this guy is out in Taiwan looking for an NBA contract, and I've seen NBA and Bucks fans maybe calling for a Dwight Howard signing, but when you see that, there's trouble in the water. I mean, it's going to be tough either way. And, to hear Doc Rivers talk about the situation, it does not inspire much confidence. Doc Rivers is quoted as saying, "We don't have balance right now. Bottom line, if Brook's off the floor, we don't have another 5 on our team. Bobby was a 5, Jericho was a 5. We don't have a 5 outside of Brooke. So it just really makes us a thin bench and a thin basketball team. So that's never what you want to hear as a fan. Your coach is not inspiring confidence. After the rough loss the other night to the Warriors, there was actually a closed door meeting between Doc Rivers, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Damian Lillard, our 2 superstars. I mean, they had their worst game of the year. Giannis probably his worst game in a couple years. They shot 11 for 34 combined. It's clear the offense is sputtering. So what do we do? Apparently, the meeting was for them to voice concerns and express how the team might be able to better itself. Who knows how that went, but Damian Lillard actually did also take to the media to talk about the problems. He said, I think we've got to be better. We've got to do things, just be more intentional with what we're doing offensively. We've got to do things with more force, more pace. We've got to help each other out more. We've got to screen for each other. We've got to cut hard. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to attack. That will really help us. He went on also to say, I think right now our offense is not forceful enough. It's not intentional enough, at least part of our stuff. We've got to have pace. We've got to hit people. We've got to do things consistently. And right now we're not doing them well enough to have an effective offense. So it's clear from these comments that he's frustrated right now, and it shows in his game. So it's getting late in the season. There's not a lot of movement that the Bucks can make, but something needs to be adjusted. We need to keep our superstars performing, and we need to get down the stretch with some help at center, whether that comes from Giannis or one of the young guys or a signing. I mean, we got a big game coming up here against the Los Angeles Lakers in the next game. This is a team that we did just beat by 20 points a couple nights ago, despite Luka Doncic's 45-point performance. So we know we can beat the Lakers, and we need to do that to stay on track. I want to know what you guys think, though. What do you think the solution is here? What are some things that the Bucks can do better offensively to kind of unlock Dame and kind of hide our lack of center depth until we get it back? I really want to know some ideas from you guys, because I'm pretty much all out at this point. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, please hit that subscribe button. We'll be back soon on Bucks Digest. Thanks for tuning in.